Hello again. So this video is going to be referencing and tying in with the first video of the calendar bookings. A quick reminder for everybody, the calendar bookings is done through Outlook here, and like I mentioned in that video, nothing get actually entered onto the calendar and a booking made until we have the paperwork. So we used to have printed out copies sitting on our desk at the front desk. These were being used as scrap paper and doodle pads, and people were taking the wrong ones when the concierge wasn't at the desk. So what I've done is I've got rid of that, and in the efforts of going green and somewhat paperless, all of the forms are right here in the middle of the page. So basically, starting on this side here, the room rental paperwork. If I click on this folder here, we have the guest suite, the meeting room, and the party room rental packages. Everything that is needed for an actual booking, I've dragged in and put as one document. So if, say, for example, you do the meeting room. So this brings up the meeting room. Here's their agreement and whatnot. I've made notes at the top of them to be filled out by a resident at time of booking and kept with the concierge with day of paperwork and checks attached. That means that this is filled out. There's the damage deposit check of $250 and the check for however many hours, $25 per hour, attached. If they want it for the full day, it's $100. So this will be filled out. So we'll have their name, unit number, the checks attached to it. At the bottom is a place for them to fill out some information here. If they want any of the tables or chairs, as I mentioned in the calendar video and how to make a booking, make reference of if they're wanting tables and chairs, so we're not overextending ourselves and allowing rental of equipment that we don't have anymore. So have them fill this out. Here it says to be completed by resident concierge on date of event and occupancy departure. So this is just the check sheet. So when they move in or when they come into the room at the time, we have signature, the floors, walls, trash can, doors, etc. It's slightly different for each of the rooms. I encourage you to open up each one and see what it looks like. So this gets filled out. And that's all the paperwork that's needed for the meeting room rental. So really simple for that. They've each got their own sort of things in there, their own inspection sheets. So that's how to do the room rental paperwork. Next column here is to do with tenants. Form Ks and the tenants move-in package. So say, for example, there's someone that is... It's just a change of persons. They're not really moving anything in. It's a furnished suite, or it's a new roommate, or someone is just adding another tenant to their unit. So the Form K is right here. This gets submitted to McDonald Commercial. It has to be recorded by them. This is actually required by the Strata Property Act. So it's important that this gets filled out. The owners can be fined if this is not submitted in a timely fashion. So the first page is entirely for the office, and then the second page is more for our information here, and that's got all the tenants' names, who the rental contact person is, or if there is a rental contact person, whether there's vehicles or what parking stalls they've been assigned. So this is so we don't have to chase them down. If we see a new car parked in a parking stall, we have the paperwork right here, and this is getting kept in their file in the office. So all of this is here, and that's the only pages of the Form K. So that's for new tenants. The tenants move-in is a little bit more elaborate. What I've done for this, as well as the owners, is any paperwork that's required when someone moves in. So this is how they book their move-in, if anybody recognizes the paperwork. And I've got instructions kind of tacked to the top of them. So to be filled out by tenant at time of booking and kept with concierge with day of paperwork and checks attached, which means this will be on the front page. The checks will be attached to it. Their information will be filled out before it gets entered into the calendar. And then we keep this in our files, because when we print this out, on the back of it, it's going to print this. And this is their inspection sheet. So when it actually comes to the day of the move-in, we have the inspection sheet tacked right to the first page, which is the contract and booking slip. The next page, because it's a tenant moving in and it's brand new and they're doing a move, the Form K is right there, okay? The back of that page will print out as blank, because that page goes to the management office. Then it goes into our information for the new tenant and whatnot, and on the back of that is their new Enterphone information. So when a landlord or whomever comes and says, I've got new tenant moving in, or someone says I'm moving into the building and they say they're a tenant, this is the set of paperwork. The last page being their move-in, move-out guidelines. So everything you need, instead of being in multiple places, has all been dragged into one document. Just print this out, go through it with them page by page, what has to happen, and give them the package. So conversely, this is for tenants. This outside one here is for owners. So this one here being the form they need for their pre-authorized withdrawals for their strata fees. So this is just for owners, and this is something that we're handing out as a courtesy for McDonald Realty. This is their owner's package. It has bylaws in it. It has various rules and stuff like that in it. McDonald Realty also sends this out to them via mail. The owners move in, much like the tenants move in. It has the front page, which is the same, followed by the inspection sheet. I encourage you to open up each one of these and go through what's in each one. So the center column here being, if say someone's here and they're getting a new phone, or they want to change what their Enterphone page is to. So I have digitized this. This is the form here. They fill this out. I've just gone through the entire building and entered new information for everybody that submitted it. So everything should be up to date now. Just take this, receive it, put it on my desk upstairs, and the next day I'm in, it'll be programmed in. Please don't go into the system and try to change it yourself, because it's just too easy to mess up, and there's a specific format to it. So just have them fill this out, and then we'll get it programmed for them. So new fob request. So we've never done this before, but when someone requests a new fob, not only will they give us their check and we'll issue them with a receipt, but we want them to fill out this paperwork, so we have a paper trail and things. So is this person requesting the fob the tenant or the owner? Check a box, and it funnels down and through. It also outlines that they will not be loaning or issuing it to another person. You'll advise the concierge staff if someone else is going to be using it, should it become lost or stolen. So this is going to hopefully give a little bit more backbone to us confiscating fobs if, say, someone is selling it off for parking. They've already agreed that this fob that they're buying is for their use. And so anyways, they print their name. This is the signature of the fob recipient, so the person purchasing it. The concierge on duty, if you're going through them with this paperwork, this is where your name goes. Fob information, when I program the fobs, it'll have the family code and the actual fob number there, and I will sign this. So basically, this form will be filled out. It'll be attached to the check. It'll go up on my desk. I'll program the fob. This information will be filled out. Then it'll go back into our desk down at the front. When they come and pick it up, they'll sign, you'll sign, they get their fob, we keep the form. Okay, and then it goes into the units file. So that's that form. It's a new one, but I think it'll actually help us out. The only other form that we've got is the move-out and delivery form. So this is where someone has furniture being delivered. We want them to acknowledge that if they damage something, that it's going to be charged back to them. So if it's an elaborate move-in or whatever, a move-out, they have the damage deposit of the $250. There is no move out fee because they paid it on the way in. So it'll be a move out, check the box, damage deposit check of $250, fill it all out. And once again, on the back is the inspection. So we have all the paperwork together. The paperwork for the booking, and then the paperwork for the inspection, and then if everything is signed off on the bottom that there's no damage, then at the end you can give them their $250 check back, everything all attached together. So whereas, say, for example, it's just a delivery. So they're getting a new fridge delivered. Get them to sign it. We're not bothering to collect the checks. There is no move-in fee. It's a delivery. We're not out to nickel and dime people. The move-in fee is for a genuine move-in. So if it's a delivery and it's like a one-piece type thing, we want to hang the curtains in the elevators. We want to protect the assets and whatnot. We want to lock the doors out so it doesn't cause the elevator to go into lockdown mode. So we want to do the paperwork. We want to make it user-friendly for them. We're not charging for that. That's not something we're trying to generate revenue from. It's a matter of so we can protect the building, and that's what the whole delivery agreement is for. So once again, at the top, to be filled out by resident, time of booking, kept with concierge with day of paperwork and damage deposit check of $250. So anyways, those are the basic forms. They're all right here in the middle for you. There's also in the service providers, what I've done is if someone calls and makes a complaint and says that they've got an issue with something, I do have all of the issues noted down for these various service providers here in this form. But this is for my entry, so you can check on things here. But if there's something that needs to be added there, make note of it in your log sheet, and I'll add it to the service providers, because then I can make sure that the service provider is aware of it versus not aware of it. And so just put it in your logbook reports, highlight it in there, and then I can put the information in. I can make sure I can get a hold of the provider and get it resolved. Otherwise, if you're putting it in the list, I don't check that unless it's noted in a logbook entry, and the person gets ignored. So don't add it to the actual list of what needs to be done. Put it in your logbook. Anyways, I encourage you to go through all of these various different things and see what each one contains. And when someone comes up with a request and wants to book something, just print it up directly from here and give it to them. We don't need to keep extra paper copies sitting at the desk and getting damaged. Anyways, that's it for that video, and more to follow.